Hi there, Loy from loymachedo.com. Today is the 29th of January 2014 at 6 in the evening. Now, a couple of my running mates happened to ask me this question. Loy, can you tell us what is the difference between barefoot running and running with shoes? Well, for those of you who do not know, I've been running barefoot for almost 16 months. And I started off running, my first experience itself, I started running barefoot. In the beginning, it was really hard. I mean, I could not run even, let's say, more than a kilometer. My legs would be super sore and I would come and ice my legs. It would be in a lot of pain. I could not even walk. Eventually, over the period of, I think, 4 months, I was able to run, not run in the sense sprint, but run comfortably around 5 to 6 kilometers. So then I think the highlight was when I could go up to 30 kilometers. Barefoot. I'm not talking about running, but comfortably going at a pace. However, what happened was during the Standard Chartered Dubai Marathon, 42 kilometers, I happened to run, as you can say, walk or struggle or whatever. I stamped on a piece of glass. This has happened only twice in the year. I stamped on a piece of glass, and even though it pierced me, I continued running. I continued running because of testosterone. I just thought I'd pull it off. So I continued running for another 13 kilometers, after which when I did reach home and take it off, it took me 2.5 hours of digging inside my leg, cutting off the skin and poking into the flesh. Finally, I just pulled out a very thin, super thin needle-like glass, which was really, I don't know, metal or what. I pulled it out and it was really uncomfortable. And I had to make a choice then and there because I didn't want this incident to repeat itself. At the same time, I wanted to run, lose weight, and improve my speed. What I discovered was because I used to run barefoot, I could not put speed, and because of that, my legs couldn't get exercise, and because of that, I could not lose weight, and because of that, I could not improve my running. So if I had to improve on my running, I had to improve my lungs capacity, and I had to push myself. So in order for me to do that, I had to go back into running with shoes. Now, the question being, what is the difference between running with shoes versus running without shoes? Now, it has been almost 5 runs that I had with shoes. To tell you honestly, when I moved back into running with shoes, I found it slightly different. The reason being is, when you run barefoot, you can literally feel the ground. You can feel every piece of glass, rock, and you can just feel it under your foot. And every time you run, you touch the ground and there's constant feedback. So you cannot run without looking on the ground. You have to run while looking on the ground. The difference between wearing shoes is you don't have to look where you're running, you just run. You just run blindly and you can step on anything and you don't give a damn. You just run. The second thing is when you run barefoot, your feet become tender and painful really fast, and within, let's say, a few kilometers, then you get a constant reminder that you are running barefoot. However, while running with shoes, you can just keep running. You don't feel anything much, so you're tempted to even run faster. The third difference that I felt while running barefoot was I never had any knee pain. I never felt soreness on my knees or joints. However, when I run with shoes, I do feel the soreness on my knees and joints. And last but not the least, the biggest difference that I would say is when you're running with shoes, you can push yourself to run faster. You don't have to worry about what you're stamping on, and you purely focus on running. While running barefoot, you have to keep being mindful where you're stepping on, and you have to be conscious about the fact. And yes, the only benefit being of barefoot is you cannot run in a wrong way. You have to run the right way. While in shoes, you can run however you want to place your foot. So this is the difference I felt between barefoot running as well as running with shoes. It's pretty strange that now when I run with shoes, a different muscle group kind of gets sore, and what's more is like you tend to kind of realize that you can push yourself much more when you're running with shoes. So yeah, I would like to balance it out between running with shoes and running barefoot, but I would tell you need to be really careful if you're running barefoot. So given a choice, I would say mix and match both and see what works for you. But very important for me, what I realized is I need to lose weight if I have to enjoy barefoot running. And I would not give it up totally, but at the same time, I would be much more cautious. Loy from loymachedo.com. Any more questions, let me know. So this is the difference between barefoot running and running with shoes. So Let's see. You have any more questions? Let me know. Goodbye.